a web browser if they're traveling on vacation, so they can access and playback
Yes.
video? Just for a web browser, not for a whole control center.
No. The webcam, you're talking about webcam, right? Webcam, you don't have to install any software, so you can just run it on the business center in this hotel. All you have to do is just internet access, your IP address, and an admin login name and a password. And by the way, we also support DDNS. So if you don't want to remember your IP address, you can subscribe with Geovision, and we'll provide you IP address. So instead of 248 dot whatever 168, all that IP address, we'll just give you maybe a hotel, Chicago, things like that. So all you have to do is type that in, and you'll be able to access. Okay.
Okay, I think one thing is very important for the control center. This provides the installers a very powerful tool when writing the proposal to your customers. For example, like Holiday Inn. Okay, if they have 1,000 hotels in the country, and then you can provide not only the proposal for the DVR itself, but you can also provide them with a control center proposal. So their security map directors can remotely dial in and change all the configurations. We also have like the Fortune 500 companies, the nationwide retail store that are also using Geovision system to control, to remotely configure all the DVR through their headquarters.
And then next is the license plate recognition. It basically consists of 4 different products. The first one is the PC-based LPR, we just call it LPR, license plate recognition. The second is Geovision's own IR camera. And third is called the LPR DSP. It is basically for mobile use, so we basically designed this for the police department. And then lastly is the LPR center. So you can think of it more like as the center V2 for LPR system. First is the license plate recognition. What it does is basically it will recognize and analyze all the picture where you're filming the car, and you have the license plate on the bottom. So our system will recognize and analyze that picture, and then take out the license plate number, and then store it in the system's database. And we have, it takes only 0.2 seconds for each recognition and analyzation. And the maximum is 8 lanes per LPR, which means you can have 8 LPRs, 8 lanes, each with 1 camera. But this can be only used if you're using an I/O trigger or I/O sensor. If you're only using the camera to trigger the LPR, then it's only 4 lanes. To use the camera, it means whenever the camera senses motion, which is a car coming by, then you will start to recognize the license plate number. And then second is the infrared camera. Well, what this does is it will filter out the lights, and at nighttime it will emit infrared beams to illuminate the license plate. So very much like what Rachel was talking about, or Bill was talking about at the beginning. So it will also illuminate the background pictures of the car, because in the United States, one of the problems that we found was that each license plate or each state has its own graphics, and that will make the system think that the graphics might be numbers or letters. So the infrared sensor will basically eliminate all that and only see the numbers, as you can see on the picture here. So it will help you increase your accuracy reading, and it also works both night and day. And then the third one is the DSP, which is mobile use. It doesn't have any hard drive built in. You can record all the images onto an SD card, and it supports 2 camera inputs. And this is also accessible on the web, so you can also see it kind of like a video server. So it's very mobile, it's robust, that you can put it in your car, and also withstand a very high temperature and low temperature as well. And then last one is LPR Center. This is if you have multiple garages or multiple parking structure across the nation, all that information can be sent to one central location, the LPR Center. And this one again, it doesn't have to be. You don't have to have. It doesn't have to be a DVR. You just need to install the LPR Center software on it. And from this LPR Center, you will be able to let me see, edit the database. So you can add license plate that you want to allow to go into a premise, or put it on a blacklist. So one application that we did was for a chain gas station. If someone just pumped the gas and then run away, the license plate recognition will first, on the local side, record that license plate number, and then send it to the LPR Center, where they can put it as a blacklist. And then all the local LPR will be notified that this is a blacklist. So if this car goes into any other chain gas station, it will trigger an alarm. So the person who's on shift will know that, okay, this car has been has not paid before. We can notify the police. And that was basically it for the license plate recognition. So does anyone have any questions? Yes.
Before that, I think on the first generation software, we have to provide Geovision at least 1,000 pictures of the license plate picture to improve the accuracy.
Yes.
Do we still have to do it now? For example, we provide you with a DC, Maryland, Virginia license plate.
Okay. Currently, our license plate engine has to be fine-tuned. For example, we have a reference site in the Orange County, one of the very big auto centers. So we have enough license plate to train the engine to do the recognition. Of course, it is always good to have the more license plate image. So this is not an out-of-box solution. You need to cooperate with the system installer. Once you done the installation, maybe give us 2 weeks to work together. You can either send us your recording file, let us take a look for you to enhance the accuracy rate. So you kind of need some time to make it perfect. But compared with last year, it's quite ready right now since we already have several cases. So and also our license plate recognition is very popular in Europe. For example, Munich International Airport, the top 3 international airport in Europe is using our LPR license plate recognition. So just for your reference.
What is the accuracy?
Oh, in the Munich?
No,
in here, it depends on the camera angle you set on everything. If it's set up perfectly, in the auto center case, it's over 90%, but still cannot compare our installation in Europe. In Europe, we can achieve 99%. In the United States, the license plate, some graphic behind this and that, still will have some effect. Especially sometimes license plate, you will have a friend outside. That might a little bit affect. I put on a friend, maybe you recognize as L. This happens sometimes. So around 90%.
Some of the stairs does not have plate in the front.
But always shoot on the back.
You always shoot in the back.
You can either shoot it from the back or use a bumper cam, where you can. It's really hard to miss.
Very hard to catch from the back. How can we do that one? Very hard to catch from the back.
Can you repeat the question? I didn't hear what he said. I don't know what you're answering.
Oh, you were saying that if, like in Florida, where like they're only required to have a license plate in the back, it might be a little bit harder, which is true and it's not, because in some location where you use a I/O sensor to trigger, then the system will be online most of the time, and if a car passes by, you will take snapshots.